Yeah, ready, Steve. Who's leading?
Me. Paul, after all those changes, you must have been delighted with what you saw today.
Really pleased. I thank the players for listening, for the effort, for all doing the same thing at the same time. You know, there are lots of ways to try and win a game, but you've got to pick one and go for it, and we did. And they put a lot of effort in, and I think we deserved it.
Some start, wasn't it? I mean, I know it's an own goal, but you have to force those errors, and the side went about things with a real purpose.
Well, it was a forced error, wasn't it? I mean, the ball was whipped across the face of the goal with players running in there. So there's all sorts of own goals, but that was one that you have to say we forced that and we influenced the outcome. So, look, we had to show some kind of gumption and spark in our game. You know, we haven't won a game for a while. I think we've been unlucky the last few games not to have got more, but still, you know, the results are what it's all about, and we had to get a result today. But the performance matched that need, and I think the players were aggressive in their intent. They showed that they wanted to play as a team, and we got forward and we could have scored more in the end.
It's always difficult, though, isn't it, when you're 2-0 up after 8 minutes, because you know the opposition are going to come at you as well, and it's a case of how you manage the game.
Yeah, it's a very difficult team talk 2-0 up at half time, because clearly we're not going to change a lot because we've been on top, and it's the next move is the opposition, and you almost have to wait to see what they do before you can respond. They're entitled to have a go. You know, that's we can't expect to have it all our own way. That's what happens. And actually, when you're 2-0 down, that does free you up as a player. If there's any anxiety in you, or if it can be a little bit clunky as a team, as soon as you're 2-goal down, you've got nothing to lose. And you often see that a team goes 2 goals down and they free up and they start. And that's what they did. And we had to hold our nerve for 20 minutes. I'm not too proud. We had to defend and keep it simple. As long as we found the right geography on the pitch, we had a chance of breaking and scoring, and we had 2 or 3 opportunities. I'm delighted we got a late goal, because I think that probably gives us credit for our performance. But right across the board, the players were on board with the team pattern today. They were aggressive in everything they did, and they believed they could score. And I'm just very pleased for everyone here at the club. It's been a while to get that win.
Yeah, it was, as you say, it was kind of edge of the seats for the last 10 minutes or so, but Jake Taylor sealed probably a man of the match performance with a great goal.
It was an outstanding performance. I mean, he played just in that step above the midfield, which he's always played that position for me in the past when I had him at Exeter. So he was incredibly influential on the game. There's a real snap to his game. First yard is in the anticipation, it's in the mind, and he's got that. But he delivered a really good performance. But it's unfair to pick one player out, because they all did extremely, especially across that midfield. I mean, Michael Boswick came in and really set the standard for us, and Reeves and Limes and Bruno all across that midfield, as well as Jake Taylor, really darted forward as a group and put the opposition under a lot of pressure.
It's probably 1 or 2 players haven't played football for a while as well in your lineup, and we're just looking at the side. There's a lot of experience in that. It's probably the most experienced Stevenage side we've seen for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's a word that's been used a lot this week. We've gone for experience. I put it a different way. I've gone for players that can deliver a performance that's needed. Now, they can be 22 or 30. I really don't care. We happen to have had a group of players of a certain age at the moment, but I want proper players that can deliver proper performances, whether they're 32 or 22. It really doesn't matter to me. But those players, they knew what they were doing. It wasn't all perfect, and there's some that will be pretty tired tomorrow. But it's a 90 minutes or 45 minutes in the case of Ed Upson under his belt. We got 3 points, and it's hopefully the momentum will start to build.
And how's Michael Boswick?
His hamstring tightened up. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's too bad. As soon as I saw him sort of stretch it, I said he's got to come off. I mean, we had a great start in the game. It's just not worth taking a. I mean, they are the I suppose the risks that you take with players coming in who haven't been playing. But where we are in the league, wanted to make signings. By definition, we're going to be signing players who aren't getting on somewhere else, aren't playing, and that's what we have to encounter. So I don't think it's too bad. I mean, he made such a an impact on the game, even if it was for only 40 minutes. I think he'll be okay.
It's an early statement, both on the pitch and with the signings. So are we going to see more?
Hope so. It's really, I've had plenty of experience with the January window. When you can get signings made early for the right reason, they have a real impact in the side. Of course, there's an extra 5 or 6 games there that you benefit from having them in the squad. Having signings later in the window, you've got to be careful of making a mistake, of course. But I think we've now created a platform with those 2, 3 or 4, 5 signings that we now can be selective about what we do next. I don't think we have to rush into anything. So there's an intent from Mr. Wallace that we're going to see if we can improve the team again, or improve the squad, or improve the connections in the side, and we'll see. No promises, but we'll see.
And nice for you to get your first win under your belt.
Absolutely lovely. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Well done today, Paul.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks all.
Have you felt that? Have you felt? And obviously under pressure, but have you felt that that run going on is just gnawing away at you?
I think as a professional football person, you have that constant pressure, because you only no matter what your CV says or your past, or it's all about now. You get judged at 5 to 5 on a Saturday night when people look at the score. That's how it works in football. So yeah, there's some pressure, but that's largely self-imposed, because I want to do well. I know what I need to do well, and I've got to create that. But I have to say, I've been incredibly well supported. I feel that I can make decisions. I feel that I can make considered decisions, and I'm not. Results will ultimately judge those decisions. But I'm allowed to make the decision, and it's a decisive, supportive environment. So, and being decisive is really, really important in January window, which I've had, and it's. I think the performances the last 3 or 4 games have shown a build-up of purpose in our team. I use that word because it's important. It's an important word. We haven't got results the last couple of games. Today we did.
And obviously, when those players you've just signed make an immediate impact, that's a nod to the chairman as well.
It helps.
Yeah.
It helps. I mean, again, because that's you are always at the mercy of performances, and it's a very transitory business. You get judged very quickly on what you do and how you do it, and it's lovely when you get a result which verifies. It becomes more palatable.
Congrats on the win, Paul. Just a quick one. Just in terms of that, you touched it a minute ago. Just in terms of the experienced players, I think there's something like 6 or 7 players over the age of 30 there. Is that building for the future at Stevenage?
To build for the future, we need to win games. The future development is, you have to look at that in 2 ways. One, you have to create momentum. Developing players happens a lot better in a winning environment. So my first job here is to get out of a hole, which is near the bottom of the league, create some momentum, and trust me, there'll be plenty of opportunity for players to develop along the way. And you don't have to be, players who are 32 can develop, trust me. So you can't do everything at once. We need some results, we need to create a winning environment, and I think we're on the road to that.
And how will you be marking tonight after your first victory?
Like I normally do, driving home, stopping at the services on my own, sat there having a cup of coffee, and no one has a clue what I've just done. I might then celebrate with a packet of crisps as well.
All the best.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We've talked about the players coming in. What about players going out? Will there be loan deals for some of the youngsters, or will it be sort of permanent deals going out?
You haven't come down from the northwest, have you? Northeast,
Northeast,
just for this now.
No. You're stuck with us all the time.
Yeah, okay. Well, of course, let's just the pure practicalities of the window. At the end of January, we have to list a certain number of players in our squad, so there can only be a certain number. And I know there's anomalies with under 21 players and goalkeepers, but there's only a certain number. So we'll do the maths. There will have to be 1 or 2 players who go out on loan, and for their own benefit and for the long-term benefit of the team and the club. That will happen, yes. I can't say who they'll be exactly at the moment. January is a long month when it comes to player movement.
Smash it.
Cheers, Paul. All the best.
Cheers.